The hospital room smelled of antiseptic and something heavier, like the weight of time running out. Machines beeped in slow, steady rhythms, marking the countdown of a life slipping away. Nurse Emily adjusted the 4-line, her fingers gentle but practiced. She had seen many patients in their final hours, but something about this boy, Michael, unsettled her. Maybe it was his eyes, filled with something more than just pain. Maybe it was the way he gripped her wrist, his weak fingers trembling, desperate. "Nurse!" His voice was barely a whisper, his breath raspy. "I have to tell you something, before it's too late." Emily leaned in, heart pounding for reasons she couldn't explain. And then, with the last of his strength, he spoke 5 words that made her blood run cold. "I know who killed her." Michael was only 17, too young to be in a hospital bed, hooked up to machines keeping him tethered to life. Too young to have death looming over him like an old friend. He had been in a car accident 2 weeks ago. The doctors said he wouldn't make it past the month. But Emily had seen something in him, the kind of fight that made you believe in miracles. Until now. Until the moment he whispered a truth he shouldn't have known. "Michael!" Emily hesitated, her voice a hush in the sterile room. "Who are you talking about?" His fingers clenched weakly against her wrist. "Anna," he breathed. "They killed her, and they think no one knows." Emily's heart seized. Anna Thompson. A name that had haunted the town for the past year. The girl who had vanished without a trace. Her disappearance turning into a cold case that left her family shattered and the police baffled. No one knew what had happened to her. And now a dying boy claimed he did. "Michael, how do you know this?" she asked carefully, her pulse hammering. His breathing hitched. "Because I was there." A night that should have been forgotten. The monitors beeped in the background as Michael forced his story out between labored breaths. "It was last summer. We were at the lake. A bunch of us. Anna, me, Ryan, Caleb, and Lauren. It was supposed to be just another night. Bonfire, music, a few drinks. Nothing crazy." Emily sat down slowly, afraid that if she moved too suddenly, the moment would break. Michael coughed, his whole body shaking from the effort. "We were laughing, messing around near the dock. Anna said she wanted to go swimming. It was dark, but we'd all done it before. She ran into the water first." His eyes flickered with something distant, something haunted. "Then Caleb pushed her." Emily's breath caught. "Pushed her?" Michael nodded weakly. It was supposed to be a joke. She wasn't expecting it. She hit her head on the dock before she even touched the water. The room felt colder. Emily swallowed. "And then what happened?" "We panicked. She wasn't moving. The water was turning red. Caleb jumped in to grab her. But when he pulled her out, she was—" He closed his eyes as if trying to block out the memory. She was gone. A shudder ran down Emily's spine. "We should have called for help," Michael continued, his voice growing weaker. "But Caleb," he freaked out, "said no one would believe it was an accident." Ryan agreed. Lauren was crying. And me? I just stood there, frozen. Emily could barely breathe. "What did you do?" Michael's lips trembled. "We made a pact. We carried her out to the boat, and we let her sink." A tear slipped down his cheek. "She's still there, Nurse Emily, at the bottom of that lake." The weight of guilt was huge. Emily gripped the bed rail, her mind spinning. A year of searching, a year of false leads. And all along, Anna had been beneath the water, her so-called friends pretending she had never existed. "We swore we'd never tell anyone," Michael whispered. "And for a year we didn't. But now, I see her, Nurse, in my dreams, in the dark corners of this room. She's waiting. She knows my time is almost up." A chill ran through Emily's veins. "Michael, do the others know you're telling me this?" His breathing grew more ragged. They suspect. I've been getting texts. Warnings. Stay quiet. Don't do anything stupid. But I can't hold it anymore. I can't die with this. Emily squeezed his hand. Michael, we need to tell the police. They need to know the truth. His gaze locked onto hers, fear shining in the depths of his eyes. Promise me something first. She hesitated. Anything. He swallowed hard. If they find out I told you, they'll come for me, even after I'm gone. Emily didn't understand at first, and then, with a sinking feeling, she did. Michael wasn't afraid of dying. He was afraid of what came after. The last breath. Emily sat with him for hours, held his hand as his body weakened, watched the fear flicker and fade in his eyes, replaced by something calmer, something like relief. The next morning, Michael was gone. But his story remained. But his story remained. And Emily wasn't the only one who knew it now. Because later that night, when she got home, her phone buzzed with a message from an unknown number. You should have let him die with the secret. Some secrets don't die with the people who keep them, and sometimes the truth is more dangerous than the lie.